The much anticipated season 2 is in the books now, and we all know that this is not the end. But if you didn't quite catch what the season was going for, then it might have been a frustrating watch. There's a lot going on beyond the surface of Mirzapur season 2, and it only gets bigger from here. Unlike its first installment, which was loud, obnoxious, and full of action, Mirzapur season 2 takes a deep breath and lets a more organic, character-driven plot take over. The new season doubles it down on the political subtexts of Mirzapur, Purvanchal, and the greater UP area, as it introduces many more characters in the process while building onto the existing ones. The most unlikeliest of alliances are formed, and families are, well, how do we put it? Not happy among themselves. But in all of this, where exactly did Guddu's revenge fit in? You know, something that was literally the only thing we all had been waiting for 2 years now? Well, he does get it before the end. But you know that already, otherwise why would you even click on a video that literally says ending explain in its title, right? Anyways, coming back to the ending, things within the Tripathi family start escalating right from the penultimate episode when Munna kills their long-standing loyalist Maqbool's mother, for which Maqbool finally retaliates by fatally attacking Munna's granddad Satyanand Tripathi, but letting his own daughter-in-law Beena do the honors in a nice comeuppance moment for herself. Elsewhere, the newly introduced Tyagi family has already started to implode as Dadda and Bharat confront the younger Shatrughan for his secret opium smuggling business with Guddu and Golu, only for the confrontation to go haywire, resulting in many casualties except Dadda himself, and only one of the twins that we're made to believe at that moment is the elder Bharat, but in a post-credit scene, the mother of all reveals, which we actually saw coming from a mile away, is broken that it's in reality the younger Shatrughan who survived. But the Tyagi family is not the only family on the brink of implosion. As Akhanda and Munna cremate Satyanand's corpse, a heated argument ensues between the father and son, which again sees Beena play the devil's advocate as she not only signals their arch-nemesis Guddu to attack, but also schemes Munna's assassination, putting the blame on Kalin Bhaiya in a move that turns out to be that last straw that broke the camel's back.
अब हमारी बारी है. चले आओ जहां बाबूजी का संस्कार हो रहा है.
Or so we thought. Jaunpur's new leader Sharath, who had his own agenda of breaking the Tripathi family from the inside, instigates what Beena started. But things go absolutely south for them as the father and son not only put their differences aside, but also embrace each other as Kalin Bhaiya finally crowns Munna the new king of Mirzapur. Sharath, seeing this, is baffled and attacks the duo from the shadows, but before he could finish them off for good, an entourage led by Guddu and Golu emerges, attacking anything and everything that moved, including the ambushed father and son, and Sharath's men as well. What follows is finally the sweet, sweet revenge all you've been waiting for during the past 10 episodes, as Guddu puts a bullet in Munna's heart in a poetic moment revisiting the brutal ending of Bablu at the hands of Munna at the end of season 1.
हम बेटी कर रहे थे. कब आप आगे खोले और
But before they could finish off the wounded Kalin Bhaiya too, Sharath, being the conniving self he is, sneaks the only remaining Tripathi out of the mayhem, leaving Guddu to finally assume the power of Mirzapur for a closing shot. Now, where does this all go from here? As we all know, season 2 didn't really end on a banger of a cliffhanger as season 1 did, so there's always a possibility to end the series here. Guddu has inflicted his revenge, he sits on the most powerful throne of Mirzapur, and most of the original cast too got their closures. But the ending has just about left enough questions unanswered to come back for a third installment. One of the biggest surprises this season was the inclusion of Sharath, who refused to play by the books right from the beginning and was fighting the Tripathis in his own unorthodox way from within. Him saving the wounded Kalin Bhaiya in the end sure leaves a lot of possibilities on how the fallen king may retaliate. There's also the now second time widowed Madhuri, who's still the chief minister of the state and has her own detractors now, especially when Munna and even Kalin Bhaiya are apparently out of the equation. What happens of her? Only time will tell, just as for any other character in the show. One thing's for sure though, if the pacing of season 2 is anything to go by, this appears to be just the start of a bigger world, and Guddu Pandit may have more problems now with all this power in his hand than he ever led himself to imagine when going for it.